Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Views and Opinions on Hill Media Africa, where your voice matters. On today's episode, our discussion is centered around the compulsory sit-at-home order in the southeastern Nigeria in solidarity to the IPOB call for the unfair detainment of its leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We get views from our street parliament and other experts on the effect of this sit-at-home order on the people and the economy of the southeastern states. I remain Obuneke Omotola. Don't go anywhere.
I think I will advocate for the stoppage of the sit at home.
The lockdown affected our business somehow along the line.
For now, it's not affecting my business.
The people themselves are feeling the pain.
And also advise the federal government to try as much as possible in bringing out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. Because we all know that this whole thing emanated from the day he was arrested.
Yes, because the man they are holding there he still have a family. He's not going to work. He's not going anywhere. So for a day, they just say sit at home on Monday. So I think we should use that Monday only to just show him the respect until they release him.
We don't ask for such because when you talk about lockdown, it affects us. It affects the state, it affects the local government, it also affects the traders. Because most of the time you see like this perishable market, relief market is a perishable market, and it also affects the trader that comes from north, bringing their goods here. And also those that have their perishable, if they don't sell it at the expected time, you see it get spoiled. So we don't expect such lockdown to continue.
On the ongoing sit-at-home order, we have a very important guest in our midst, our very own. He is a professor of languages, literacy and international studies. He was also the immediate past director of research and linkages, Imo State University. Welcome to the house, Professor Valen Emeka Obinna.
Thank you very much. You make me important. I like that. You're welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. So, based on your own observations, what do you think led to the ongoing sit-at-home in Imo State, and especially the southeastern region of Nigeria?
Observations, mine. Yes, I observed that there has been this sit-at-home which has lingered for a while. And what could have led to this? At a time, those of the southeast, basically Igbos here, felt they needed to give solidarity as support, some extra pressure to get some attention to what happened earlier as Biafra, that something like that is still going on, symbolized by Nnamdi Kanu, especially when he was now arrested, detained, and some people say kidnapped even, and forced to enter the legal process. Well, in order to put pressure on the process, the Southeasterners were asked by IPOB, basically, to sit at home every Monday as a show of solidarity and care. So that was how gradually the sit-at-home seemed to have been voluntary at a time. Many people felt like moving out, even though they are supporting the same thing. But along the line, it became like you must be at home. Some people decided to enforce it. And it now became a kind of Monday compulsion. But somehow, because of the effects and a lot of developments, the main IPOB body said no more of the sit-at-home every Monday. That is only when, on the days of going to court by Nnamdi Kanu, that the sit-at-home would be observed. But some people stubbornly decided to be implementing the sit-at-home that it must be every Monday. And some others who decided on their own that every Monday they must be at home, that no matter what you say. So the kind of war that came out of it, when government decided on its own to say people are supposed to move about their normal business. They should go about their normal business. And people say, government is telling them to move out and not doing anything. So they didn't see that, kind of energy, so to say.
Based on what you said, that there was an intuition that this sit at home has been affecting the economy in the southeastern region. Can you tell us how adverse this sit at home has been, especially for the economy, and the implications of enforcing the sit at home on the citizens?
Yes, as a matter of fact, the people themselves are feeling the pain. The people who are observing the sit at home themselves are losing, and they know it. Even though in their own mind it's a sacrifice. Many think that, because we're suffering this, we have something in our mind. But when you look at the costs, yes, it has a lot of implications. Because people stay at home even if they are hungry, those who depend on their business, transporters, and everybody who is into business. And of course, other activities, not just business. Because you are forced to stay at home. And it is a big burden. And we are cut off from the rest of the country. Every Monday, basically, we are cut off. People cannot come in, those who are bringing in things, and people cannot really go out. So it's a general cumulative negative effect on us. But just like I said, there are some of us who have that Biafran spirit in them, who beyond supporting Nnamdi Kanu now see it as a kind of tradition. It has become a holiday, a compulsory holiday. But there are some who really want to continue showing that sign. And just like I said, the main IPOB body has said we should not continue. And even from what we have heard from Nnamdi Kanu himself, and even written, he says no more. And we even hear of he proposing empowerment on Mondays, this time instead of sit at home. From what we heard recently, quoted, that Nnamdi Kanu says every Monday should now be used for empowerment. Because we have lost a lot in terms of human cost, and people have been killed, and people have even died more out of fear, because some people fear any little sound on a Monday. If you're outside, you die how many times already? So it is psychologically, it's a serious one, economically, and just like there was this kind of hint where government says go about your normal business. The problem is that we don't see the government that tells us to move around. Government seems to be sitting at home even. Maybe inside. But if you see their presence everywhere, like they're trying to do recently, especially with the threat of 2 weeks by Simon here, but it looks like the government woke up. And in Enugu State, the governor went out to enforce, go out, instead of sitting at home, and had problems because he sealed some shops and business centers, and the people started protesting that he had no right, that is their personal business. How can he come? That you must you force somebody to go and do business? So we are in a situation where officially sit at home has ended by those who started it and by the leader himself. But some people want to implement it. But the challenge we have had recently is that of the 2 weeks, which even those who believe in it believe that it's too long and it's unnecessary. Yes.
I like the fact that Nnamdi Kanu issued an empowerment season for people during that Monday season.
Yes.
So can you tell us what other ways the Easterners, especially the Southeasterners, can go about resolving issues between Nnamdi Kanu and the government?
Well, I think it's a national problem now. It goes beyond the Southeast. And if some people believe that, this sit at home is for the Southeasterners or the Igbos, that will be wrong, because it's affecting. One thing that is affecting a very large portion of the country, where you have these Igbos, businessmen all over the country, businessmen and women. If you know how dynamic the Igbo traders are, I'm sure that same spirit is affecting, because I can tell you, in places like Lagos or in the north or some other places, there are Igbos who do this at home. They will not open. And at the time, it looked like the threat from Simon Ekpa was trying to threaten Lagos, where some people started shaking, which I know was a threat. But now, there's something that has to really happen to solve this problem is this issue of Nnamdi Kanu. We know some people are using it to their advantage and to our disadvantage because they are fighting for the release or for the legal process to just take place, because there's the argument that he has been given a fair judgment of being acquitted, and he's still being held back. So people are quarreling with that. And the idea of the Southeasterners coming together, the governors, the members of National Assembly, all the legislators coming together, and the populace moving out and being joined by the rest of the country to say there has to be a political solution to this, which I know has implications. There are ways of going about it to say, let this problem be solved once and for all. Give a kind of latitude for him to be released with some conditions, or the legal process to move faster. And since there has been a thinking that they have given a judgment in court to acquit him, let that be done very fast. But it will be unfortunate if the court will keep on keeping him there, and this will linger, or give a judgment that seems contrary to what they said earlier, that he's guilty of so and so. It is a pardon that can come. Many people have been pardoned, people who have done so many things. He is a freedom fighter. Maybe some others have seen him as anti-government, anti-national. But there are ways of meeting like minds, those from different parts of the country, seeing the same problem and knowing it's affecting everybody. Nobody is comfortable having one part of us cut out. It's not fair to any part of the system, this country. So we have an idea that he is going through some more moments of appearing in court, and each time they'll be sit at home if he's appearing. Well, others will say every Monday, we want to tell the world that there's a problem with Nnamdi Kanu. So I think it can be solved by just looking at it either politically or hastening the legal process and giving a fair hearing and a positive judgment.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us thus far. We'll all agree that the effect of this sit-at-home order is not a matter that can be taken with a child's glove. We, however, plead with the incumbent government that I delegation committee should be assigned to address these impending issues. Nobody wants what happened with the northeastern region of Nigeria to replicate itself with the southeastern region, as this could lead to bad governance. Till next week, I remain Ogumeke Omotola. Bye.